Hello, my name's Dr. Rachel Roberts. I'm currently the head of the School of Psychology at the University of Adelaide, and most of my teaching is in the Master of Psychology clinical program. I am a clinical psychologist.
Hi, my name's Matthew Hartley. I'm a combined PhD master's student in clinical psychology.
We offer this program in clinical psychology because there's a real global need for real expert clinical psychologists who are able to work with the mental health and wellbeing needs of the community. Our graduates are snapped up, they are employed usually before they finish their program to work in these important areas. So the way our program is structured is that our students do most of their coursework in their first year. So they do subjects such as evidence-based practice, interviewing and interventions, psychological assessment, abnormal psychology, health psychology, disability and neuropsychology. And they also do their first placement beginning in the middle of their first year. In the second year, they focus more on doing the second and third placement and also on wrapping up their research project.
So going into the Masters of Clinical Psychology is a bit of a step up from the normal undergraduate and honours level studies that people have been engaged in. This would suit someone who's done very well in undergraduate psychology and gone on to do their honours in psychology. This program would also suit people who've got very good interpersonal skills, who are interested in working with people over a long-term basis, and particularly who are interested in working with people who have mental health problems. That could be anxiety, depression, and both adults and children as well. So if students are considering the Master of Clinical Psychology, they need to be prepared that this is a significant time commitment. You need to treat it almost like a full-time job because there isn't a lot of extra time for extracurricular activities. Once you take into account all of the coursework that you need to do, plus the placements and the research project, there isn't a lot of extra time to be doing other things around the week.
And as students come into our program, they are required to be provisionally registered as a psychologist. While they're out on placement in the community, you're seeing real clients with real difficulties. And so there's a real responsibility to have the time to put into doing that job really well.
There are three main things that made me choose the Master of Clinical Psychology at Adelaide University. One was the breadth of experience of the department. They have such a breadth of experience across a whole range of psychology fields, which not only includes clinical psychology and mental health, but also organisational psychology and health psychology. The second thing that was important to me in choosing the program was the fact that I get an exposure to not just research in the field of psychology, but clinical practice, so that then I can practice my clinical skills in a setting where there are professional supervision, as well as bring the research into clinical practice. And the third thing was the location. Having the University of Adelaide in North Terrace is such a convenient place to be able to do your studies because you're able to access public transport very easily, and there's all sorts of other activities around that are within a very short distance of the university grounds. One of the highlights for me has been the collaboration with the staff. Because of the experience of the research team and the clinical skills that they have, they've always seen something that you've come across, and so they're able to provide advice and expertise into those situations that otherwise you may not have been able to work out how to approach a particular issue. Also, the other thing I've really enjoyed with the program is the collaboration with other students. Because there are so many other students who are part of this program and they have such a breadth of experience in other fields of psychology, you're able to collaborate and perhaps solve problems that you wouldn't have been able to solve on your own.
Yeah, it's really nice to see our students working with each other and learning from each other as well as from staff. And as Matthew said, the clinical expertise of our academic staff is great. So our clinical psychologists have all come from working as clinical psychologists in the field before they came into an academic career. We also have a lot of our teaching by our clinical title holders. So our clinical title holders are clinical psychologists who work in senior positions around South Australia, who come in and teach our students in their kind of particular area of expertise. Another real strength of our program is our clinical placement. So our students have the opportunity to go to placement in a range of different locations around South Australia and also around Australia. The great arrangements we've got really guarantee our students get great placement experience. So we have an arrangement with the Centre for the Treatment of Anxiety and Depression. This is a part of SA Health, so it's a real clinic seeing real clients in the South Australian mental health system, and most of our clinical psychology students will do a placement there. We also have arrangements with the Department for Child Protection, which is a very major employer of clinical psychologists in South Australia, and many of our students will do placements there. And we've recently set up a new arrangement with a GP practice, so a general practice, where again, many of our students coming in the next few years will be doing placements there. One of the things that our students really benefit from is a relationship that our school has with the simulation facilities at the University of Adelaide. So we employ actors who come in and act as people experiencing mental health problems, and our students work with the simulated clients to develop their skills and competencies. If you're interested in applying for our Master of Psychology clinical program, please see our website for all of the information about how to apply for the program.